Welcome to WebJuice. Today's topic, website content, and more specifically, why is website content so important? In this article, I'm going to be talking about why website content is vital to the success of your business website, how website content can make you the expert, and how it can eventually drive more visitors and more business to your website. So when you're thinking about why website content is so important, it's because search engines feed on website content. Search engines use the content on your website to differentiate your website from other websites, your competitor websites, when it comes to ranking them in search engine results. And search engines have a challenge because they more recently are redefining themselves to make sure that people can find fresh, up-to-date content much easier. If you take the example of someone searching for a football match, say Manchester United versus Chelsea, how does a search engine know that they want to find the most recent information about an upcoming game between Manchester versus Chelsea, or whether it might be about a classic game from 5, 10, 15 years ago? What you'll find nowadays is search engines more often than not will give you the most up-to-date and current information about the most recent game that's just been played or an upcoming game that's about to be played. And that's because they really realise that customers want to find the most up-to-date information about a specific topic. And it's the same when it comes to your industry or your business. So you need to provide the food for the search engines. You need to provide the website content that is up-to-date. And when I mean up-to-date, I'm talking about content that has been published recently, also content that is relevant to the current roadmap, if you like, of your business or your industry. Now, the website has changed the way that businesses operate. In the past, you would maybe have attended a business networking group, and website content works in a similar way to business networking. If you attended a business networking group, you would have noticed that they tend to have expert speakers from various businesses who present to the group on a weekly or monthly basis. Initially, when you go along to the business networking, you're not really known by anyone, you're not really visible to anyone in that group because you've just started for the first time. But the person who stands up and who does the presentation is instantly visible by everybody in the group and instantly seen as an expert in their field. And it's exactly the same when it comes to website content. If you have a website that has very little content on there, and content on there that is very rarely updated, then your website is basically invisible to the search engines, it's invisible to potential customers. But if you start writing content on a regular basis and publishing it on your website then becomes more visible, and you are then seen by potential customers as an expert in your field. More content, more visibility, and ultimately more business. The challenge for business owners is how to go about adding that content to their websites. It's not often an easy thing to do, certainly if you don't consider yourself a writer. What my advice to business owners is to just try and add content little by little. Initially, when you're putting up blog posts or new pages on your website, there's not that many people who are going to be looking at them. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect every single page and every single blog post. The key is just to actually get some content out there and get yourself in the habit of creating that content. You can just start with 200 words for a blog post. Set yourself a limit of 200 words, and if you go over that, use that for a second blog post. One tip that I use quite often is just to, if I've got a spare 20 minutes or a spare half an hour, maybe if I'm waiting somewhere, I will just ping an email to myself that will have a summary or even a full blog post in it that I can then take later on that day or that evening and put that onto the website. And if you can write 2 or 3 of those emails in a week, then before you know it, you've got 2 or 3 fresh pieces of content for your website. The benefit of all of this, as I said before, is that more content equals more visibility and ultimately equals more business. So you've got to remember that the end goal is to get more business through your website. And it's very important not to lose sight of that, because the main reason that most businesses fail with their blogs or keeping up fresh content is because they don't see results straight away, and you're not going to see results straight away. This is something you do little by little and you build it up. The analogy I always give to clients is if you consider that your website has got 5 pages on there and it's not getting seen by much traffic or many visitors. As soon as you've got 500 pages on there, you might still get seen by the same amount of visitors, but suddenly they're going to be spending more time on your website. Google will recognise that, it will improve your rankings, so you'll then gain some more visitors who will spend even more time on your website, and it starts to have that snowball effect where eventually you hit Google #1, and before you know it, you've got a valuable asset for a business website that is generating business for you on a regular basis, and it all starts with website content.